Right then, bollocks to the SummerSlam 2021 pre-show, because to be quite honest with you, everybody watching this video, who gives a toss if Kayla Braxton says some little sentence a little bit wrong? Who cares about it? Come on now. But it would appear that JBL has been put in the wash with the heat setting thingy a little bit too hot. Therefore, it's John O'Wash, you bastards! I don't know. They knew she wasn't going to be there, yet they still advertised it. They knew Charlotte wasn't going to be at that house show last weekend, but they still advertised it. WTF moments all around, I tell thee. But I tell you what, everybody, on a completely unrelated note, I can do a cartwheel into a 360 spin on my nose. When I get back on my feet, I can produce a picture of Ric Flair out of my rectum. Just watch. See, WWE, it's not too hard to promise something and then produce the thing you've promised. And then somehow, during the opening match of SummerSlam 2021, Randall Keith was somehow in the ring doing the wrestling and in the crowd with that sign there. I mean, if you remember, you remember. And if you don't remember, let me remind you. Randy Orton would dip his hand into his swimming trunks, cover his hand in his own cock juice, and then shake the hands of his compadres in the name of snaky banter. But I think it's clear to me that the checking of fan signs as fans entered the arena for SummerSlam 2021 was not done. Brother Bray, I miss you. I hope you're doing well. And also, I repeat also, let me get this right. Slam this bussy! Continuing the theme of signs, I just regret what I just said there, but there we go. You live and learn, don't you? We have some Cultaholic representation at SummerSlam 2021. Thank you to Famous Burrow, to Rob, and to Nicole for spreading the good name of Cultaholic throughout the WWE universe, which is always a WTF moment, seeing our rinky-dink company represented over the sea and far away. Next time you go to a show, do what they did. Now that We Miss You Natalya sign has to be a huge WTF moment when you remember that despite the fact that Natalya's had more pins put in her ankle than an ATM machine has put into it over the course of one entire day, she was back doing the wrestling on Friday's SmackDown. And I tell you, I can't think of one single reason why any professional wrestling fan might have skipped over this week's SmackDown. Ah, yes, I remember we were all having our pre-Rampage Pepsi baths, weren't we? Everybody, you get a crate of 24, you stick them all in the bath, you stick yourself in the bath, a rubber-dub-dub, and you're ready for the graps. Well, I did that anyway. And then this man right here said WWF on a WWE show here in the year of 2021. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what he should be more worried about. Should it be pandas with steel chairs, or should it be a pensioner with grapefruits the size of that man's head? Meaty clackers! They swing in the wind while he's angry at someone saying WWF on his WWE show. And then we have Corey Graves telling us damn dirty, stinking wrestling marks to turn up our TVs if we can. Listen to the impact as we watched a replay with no sound on it whatsoever. What kind of a sick man would tell someone to do that when they presumably maybe knew there was no sound to be turned up? You're a dirty, disgusting, bottom-feeding trash bag hoe, Corey. Mago. So then we saw Dominik Mysterio doing the Three Amigos with the hip twists and everything. Oh, you saw a bit of shin there, didn't you? You cheeky little scamp. Of course, he's paying homage to the late, great Eddie Guerrero, and the sight of Dominik Mysterio doing this prompted Maggle Cole to say that Dom considered the late, great Eddie Guerrero as close as an uncle. So close, in fact, Maggle, that Eddie was actually Dominik's biological father. We all know this. It happened on SmackDown, therefore it has to be true. His uncle is his father, his sister is his mother. I've started, so I'll finish. They're shagging one another, the Mysterio family. Smackdown Pat. What was the line that you just spat? And now we have Smackdown Pat claiming a simple uppercut to the face is, in his words, and I quote by the way, a hey Dukan. Even me stood here knowing nothing about that kind of thing whatsoever. Even I know that a Hadouken is one of these things. Take that one, Pat. And then we had Tiffany Haddish speaking all kinds of when she decided to call Damian Priest a first-time national champion. I mean, technically, she's right. The USA, that's a nation. Damian Priest, he is the US champion, therefore the champion of a nation. But then again, that's just not what the belt's called now, is it, Tiffany? I tell you, man, these muggles coming in our professional wrestling, knowing nothing about the great sport of professional wrestling, and then speaking all kinds of Tiffany Haddish. IT. Get in the bin, man, will you, Tiffany? And then Haddish continued with the bull poo when she claimed the title on Damian Priest's shoulder right there is his first one in WWE. And of course, I know that NXT is changing and some say it's dying, it's horrible, I know. But I remember those days and I will not, Tiffany, I will not leave the memories alone. I'll fondle them to my heart's content. Oh, yeah, baby. And then we learned via Rick Boogs that Intercontinental Champion and the artiste formerly known as Shinsuke Nakamura has a new gimmick. And I say that because Rick Boogs, he called him Shinsuke Nakamura. It's not Wingardium Leviosa, it's Wingardium Leviosa. And let me tell you, everybody, I can only assume that Shinsuke Nakamura has gone from rock star to porn star, because when I hear ya, I think of, oh my God, yeah. Or is that just Michael Cole having an orgasm at anything that happens in the wrestling ever? Who knows? Is Michael Cole a porn star? Ooh, back to this bollocks we go to now. They promoted it, right? All the way up until the start of the match itself. WWE are absolutely putrid. I repeat, putrid at times, aren't they? Just in case you haven't seen SummerSlam 2021, right? Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. The dirty sheets are reported all week long. It might be happening, it might not be happening. Then the last couple of days, it's definitely off. Sasha Banks is not undercard. The way that was done, man, it just beggars belief. Sasha was due to make her entrance, even though the entirety of WWE and every single wrestling fan who has access to the internet knew she wasn't going to be there. It was just so wrong. Bianca's in the ring, Sasha's due to come down. Greg Hamilton goes, Sasha's not here. Anyway, here's Carmella. What are you doing, man? What's that about? Hello, small child on Christmas Eve. I have lots of presents for you tomorrow. Oh, it's Christmas morning, and I'm sorry to tell you, small child, that Santa Claus, he hasn't come this year, and you're getting nothing. That's what I was thinking initially. Card subject to change my arse when you know that card is not the card you've promoted all week long. WWE, you lying, unethical bastards. And then we have the way it was done from there on out. We have Carmella wheeled out to replace Sasha Banks, giving us Bianca Belair versus Carmella in singles matches on television for the 5th time since WrestleMania 37, for goodness sake. It just completely deflated the crowd. They went down like a bouncy castle with all the air being let over it, but then whoa, hey, Becky Lynch is here. That was good. WWE sat there in the corner going, oh my God, we've lied to you all week, but don't worry, here's Becky Lynch, be happy. And we were, I guess, yeah. But it is tinged with a little sprinkle of complete and utter bollocks now, isn't it, WWE? You know you've done wrong. But also well, but also wrong. You've done the best you could with the hand you were dealt, I guess. Yeah, this is conflicted, isn't it? Now let me tell you, everybody, I like some Becky Lynch just as much as any other professional wrestling fan. She's absolutely fantastic. Her presence has been missed over the last year and a bit. Seeing her back was absolutely fantastic. But let's take a look at what WWE, which, by the way, they book the shows, they decide what happens. We all know this, don't we? They didn't have to do this. Let's take a look at what they did, shall we? They teased us with the proverbial dream match, the star of today, Bianca Belair, the returning star of today, the biggest star potentially in professional wrestling over the past couple of years, the man, Becky Lynch. She's huge. This is a never seen before dream match. They teased us, and then the best part of all of this unethical, nonsensical, overcomplicated, overbooked bollocks, they have Becky Lynch deliver 2 moves, one of which being a rock bottom, which is called the manhandle slam. That's a crap name as well, by the way. They have that happen, and Bianca Belair, a star on the rise, a star who put everything behind over the past 6 months, however long it's been since WrestleMania 37, she loses to Becky Lynch in about 20 seconds to 2 moves. All that investment 2 moves, gone. You've literally done her dirty, WWE. Why did this have to happen? You booked the shows. You could have had anything else happen to get Becky Lynch's return as a part of SummerSlam 2021. And in the process, not derail one of the biggest up-and-coming stars in the entire world of professional wrestling. The bollocks you've put Bianca Belair through over the past little while. The endless rematches, the crappy opponents, and she's still getting cheered. She's a magician, and you've done that to her. You're despicable. And in my opinion, by having Becky being a bit of a poo house and then doing some poo house things like going for a handshake, whoop, attack, boom, boom, 1, 2, 3, I'm new champion, you've tarnished that return. That should have been a fantastic moment, but it was tarnished, wasn't it? It was a fantastic moment, tarnished by the negatives, the downs. There was some ups and there was some downs. More downs than ups. And I bet there's lots of people going down in the comments going, Ross, just let everything play out, man. It'll be fine in the end. No. WWE's booking over the last little while, and I'm thinking of The Fiend. It means I cannot trust any kind of process they lay out in front of me. There's been way too many new up-and-coming superstars completely derailed over the past few years, never ever to get back on track and become what they were before. Bianca Belair, I really hope this doesn't happen to her. But I don't like her chances, just because of the way WWE do business. It pisses you right off, doesn't it? So let's weigh up This is going on for way too long, isn't it? WTF positive side, Becky Lynch is back in WWE. Fantastic. On the negative side, the unethical teasing of Sasha Banks, in terms of being on the card, not in a dirty, kinky way. Then we have the Carmella bit, deflating the crowd, and also sort of burying her as well. It's sad to see someone walking out there knowing nobody wants to see that match because you've teased something way better. That's not Carmella's fault. That's the booking's fault, which, by the way, WWE decide by themselves. I'm out of a crisis here. Then we have the teasing of a dream match. I guess we'll get it down the line, but we'll never forget the first time the dream match happened. It ended in double quick fashion. Another negative on the WTF scale. Bianca done dirty. Becky Lynch looking like a bit of a dick. I don't know. It's just a bit of a mess, isn't it? They didn't have to do this. Yet they did. Let's move on before I have an aneurysm. I am now convinced that Nikki A.S.H is an actual superhero after she got decapitated by a knee arse. That is not the knee of an arse. That is neither the arse of a knee, if those two things even exist. That is a knee followed by an arse, courtesy of Charlotte Flair after a massive flippy-doo thing off the top rope to the floor. Nikki got squashed, yet she continued to wrestle. She's a superhero and also hard as nails. Now this one isn't a WTF moment in terms of being, whoa, shocking, we never saw that coming, considering the last time we saw Edge on SmackDown, he was from the Brood. And he covered Seth Rollins in the only kind of discharge that you see at the scene of a childbirth. Quite frankly, this is only a WTF moment because look at how bloody awesome that man looks. This rules 12 times over. Mago, 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 mago. This time we have Maggle Cole posed a question by SmackDown Pat. SmackDown Patty asked Maggle Cole, is Edge a high flyer? And Maggle Cole replies, not at all. Not at all. No, not at all. That Edge, he never leaves his feet. Is Edge a man, Maggle? Not at all. Is Edge a wrestler, Maggle? No, not at all. What the hell's going on here, Maggle Cole? Never mind the numerous occasions where Edge quite literally flew off the top rope during that match against Seth Rollins last night at SummerSlam 2K21. But let's just gloss over all the missile drop kicks, WrestleMania 17, and the other high-flying things Edge has done over the past 25 years. And then anything but a high-flyer, Edge did a flying spear through the middle rope to the floor for the first time since about 2005. And of course, Maggle Cole's bollocks to one side here. The fact he's doing that after the past 10 years and after everything he's been through surgically, medically, physically over the course of his career, that's a WTF moment, but from the very top drawer. Now then, as fantastic as that look is there, I think it's absolutely smashing. Gimmick infringement Kane has a bone to pick with Xavier Woods. Who in the red hell do you think you are, Xavier Woods? Gimmick infringement squared? That means 2 gimmick infringements. You cannot be serious. Not only have you stolen their pistol, but you've also had Razor Ramon's Brill Cream and Toothpick, you thief. Easy for you to say gimmick infringement, Kane. Yes. Gorg. Let me tell you, the best one seen since Big Ass Kevin. Dun 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 dun. And at that moment right there, did anybody else go, ah? And then after we saw John Cena giving it the old ooh-ha, like Roman Reigns, my voice is going, let me tell you, that Bianca Belair thing, it really pissed me off, but it was also nice to see Becky Lynch back, wasn't it? I'm still so conflicted, I don't know what to think. We saw Bork the Viking make his debut in WWE, and even though it's not a new wrestler, it's just Brock Lesnar with a fantastic new beard and a fantastic new top knot. He looks absolutely fantastic, in my opinion. Honestly, he does. He looks like a final boss kind of thing, doesn't he? You're not messing with him. Imagine walking up to him and saying, hey there, you look like an onion. Imagine He's dead. But it is weird what a new gimmick can do, isn't it? Because I'm not thinking to myself, oh my God, we're back in 2017, we're back in 2018, we're back in 2019? Maybe, I don't know, seeing Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns potentially once again. I'm thinking, the tribal chief against Brock Lesnar, or Bork the Viking. I want to see that. That new gimmick for Roman Reigns, it's done wonders. And oh yeah, since they do that, I need to do the thing, don't I? Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men. Vince McMahon likes big sweaty Vikings. Vince McMahon likes large perspiring dogs too. So that was it for all your WTF moments from SummerSlam 2021. Check back to the channel tomorrow night, Monday, because myself and little Andrew Dingle will be here with the cut down reactions to SummerSlam 2021. And you never guess who won the predictions competition. It's somebody who looks a bit like me, meaning that Andrew must take my friend Beryl on a date to Coop Chicken House in the centre of Newcastle upon Tyne. That punishment video will be live on Tuesday, reactions on Monday. Anything else to plug? I've got no idea. I might as well go and plug me arse. But as for SummerSlam 2021, I thought it was a bit of a lacklustre affair. Apart from the return portion of Becky Lynch's return. Nothing else to do with Bianca Belair. I thought Brock Lesnar coming back. A big surprise. I thought Edge versus Seth Rollins, they knocked it out the park. John Cena and Roman Reigns, they told a lovely story. But the rest of the show to me, and it might just be because I'm senile, I'm old, I'm bitter, and I'm jaded. It just felt a bit like bits from Raw or SmackDown. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Leave me a comment if you like the video. Leave me a comment if you hate the video. Like the video if you like the video. Share the video if you're feeling an extra bit saucy. And subscribe to Cultaholic Wrestling if you haven't already. I've been Ross from Cultaholic Wrestling, and I'll see you very soon.